Well, take a look at this. A Belmont County girl is making a name for herself on the racetrack and in the Ohio Valley. She's a top contender in the sport of junior dragster racing, but for this young driver, it's about more than just a good finish. 7 News reporter Dan Mayers tells us what drives her to do her best on the track.
Foot on the brake. Good.
For some kids, it's the crack of the bat. For others, it's dribbling a basketball. But for 9-year-old Lainey Sesko of Shadyside, it's the sound of the engine that inspires her. She developed a love for the sport by watching her dad, Robbie Sesko, who has been racing since he was just a kid himself.
Actually, the past 2 years, Lainey was going with me racing every weekend, and she just kind of fell in love with it and wanted to go racing with me every weekend. And, we had the opportunity to buy this car. And I asked Lainey, I said, would you be interested in racing it? And she said, sure, Dad. So, we made a deal happen, and, it's her car now.
The car is an American chassis junior dragster. It's basically a scaled-down model of the top fuel dragster, which is the fastest category of drag racing. Junior dragsters, however, run on an 1/8-mile track, reaching speeds of around 50 miles an hour.
Usually my heart drops for a second watching her go down the track, and then once I see her slow down and turn off, then it's all over, and I just hope that her wind light's on.
Lainey competes in the 1190 Junior Storm class at the National Trail Raceway just outside of Columbus. There are around 15 drivers in her class, but as many as 60 kids compete on any given weekend. Lainey has enjoyed some success early on.
I was in the semifinals in my first race.
Her racing strategy is pretty straightforward.
I just look for the finish line and just finish first.
She hopes to finish first for a good reason. There are cash prizes for top finishers, but Lainey has promised to donate a portion of her winnings to Cece's crew. That will benefit her best friend who is battling cancer. But it's going to take a lot of work. Junior dragsters are temperamental cars that will require attention to detail. The cars have to run at a certain temperature and include a weather station to measure outside humidity. It takes a lot to get ready for race day, but Lainey gets some help from her sister Ellie, who also hopes to make her debut on the racetrack sometime soon. Together they perform tasks such as
change the oil and prep the cars, the tires.
Lainey also likes softball, but her first love is racing, and she says she hopes to be a professional driver someday.
I kind of hope that she enjoys this as much as I do, has as much passion as I do about racing, and then continues when she gets older, so that maybe I never have to race again and I can just go support her and be her crew chief.
Reporting for 7 News, Dan Mayers, working for you.
Thank you, Dan. Lainey's next race will be on the 4th of July weekend at the National Trail Raceway in Columbus. Well, who doesn't love a little ice cream in the summer?